All right, everybody. So today we are going to learn how to get your schedule and grades using the Home Access Center. The first step in being able to do this is to have a Home Access Center account. So for the first part of this video, we're going to go over the steps to register for Home Access Center. After that, we'll go through the view that you will see when you log into Home Access Center, how to change your password, how to see your grades, your schedule, and any discipline, fees, other important student information can all be accessed through the same portal. So let's go ahead and get started. So to register for an HAC or Home Access Center account, you are going to need an internet-connected computer with an industry standard or current browser. So those icons above are some of the most popular browsers that we have right now. Just make sure that it's updated to the latest version if it isn't working for you. The second thing you're going to need is they should have the contact information up to date. So the applicant must be a guardian of a student. So a parent is going to be registering, or if a student is registering, they're going to need the information for the guardian that they are registered to within the school's records. You will need to register with your name in the same exact way that it's listed in the student school records. So if you are not sure how your name is listed in the school records, please contact the school registrar if this needs to be updated. You will also need to register with the current home address on your contact information in the student school records. So if you moved and you have not updated your new address to what's in the school records, then it's going to be whatever your old address was. And if you don't remember what your old address was, or you have some other change, or for some reason your address is not on file, please email homeaccesscenter@aldinist.org to fix this or update whatever information you need to do. You also need to currently have an email address on your contact information in the student school records. So if you have not already added an email address to your information on your student school records, you will need to email homeaccesscenter@aldinist.org to update this information as well. Without these items, you will not be able to register for HAC, so please make sure that you have all of this in line first. So the next step is to go and register. So I'm going to show you real quickly from the campus district webpage how to access Home Access Center, or you can just use this link. So first, let's go ahead and go to the Aldine ISD website. We're going to go to Student Parent, and there are a lot of different things here, but I will show you. You scroll down, second thing on the list, it says Home Access Center. Click right there, and it gives you an overview of everything. But the most important link is right here, this red button. Now, you can also find PDF directions in both English and Spanish right below. So if you have questions or need help with registering and they aren't answered in this video, you can also refer to these PDF forms. So if I click on this red button, it's going to take me to the main page. Now, if you already have an account, you should be able to log in right here. If you forgot your password or username, you can click on this link and it will give you prompts to help you get that set up. If you have never used Home Access Center before and need to register for an account, you will click here to register for an account, and that will take you to the next step. Let's go ahead and go back to our presentation, go through these steps again. So you could go through all those menus on the district website, or if you just shortcut or bookmark this link right here, https://hac.aldinist.org/homeaccess. If you have that as a bookmark on your browser, then you can just click right there and go straight to the same link, the same place that we talked about before. So it will, like we showed you just a moment ago, take you here. The link we're going to focus on right now is for those of you who have never registered for HAC. We're going to go through those steps together so that you know what to do. So you would click here to register for HAC or Home Access Center if you've never used it before. And this is what you'll see. It's going to ask for your first name, last name, city, and zip code. Please make sure that the information you're putting in here matches the contact information on file for you at your student school. Once you've done this, you're going to click register. If there are multiple contacts that you have the same information as what you entered, you will be asked to enter your email address. So enter the email address and then click register. So for example, if you've listed both mom and dad as your students' guardians on their file at school, and they both have the same home address, then it's going to ask for your email address so that they can figure out which parent you are. So this is where it would be very important to make sure your email address is attached to the account. If the system finds a matching record, the HAC user registration page will display. And this is what it's going to look like. Your first step is going to be to enter a username. So that's the field for where you will put your username. After that, it wants you to create 4 challenge questions, and you're going to enter those here. Please put questions that you will remember. I highly encourage you to write these down somewhere or put them somewhere where you'll remember. And then you are going to put the answers to those 4 questions here. Please, please, please record your challenge questions somewhere where you can find them later. And once you've done that, you'll click Finish. Once this step is complete, a confirmation screen will appear stating that an email will be sent to the email address on file containing a link for you to create a password. If you do not receive this email, contact Home Access Center at aldinISD.org to verify that the email address on your student's contact page is your correct email address. Click the link in the email, answer your challenge questions that you created earlier, and then click Continue. And it'll look like this. So it'll ask for you to answer 2 of those challenge questions that you created earlier. Please make them simple, easy to remember. You don't want to forget those. The next step will be to enter and confirm a password. Passwords are case sensitive, so if you put an uppercase letter and then forget that you had an uppercase letter, then when you go in to log in and you forget that uppercase letter, it will not log you in. So make sure that you remember which letters are uppercase and lowercase. Then you'll click Continue. So here's where you'll put your password, you'll confirm it, and then click Continue. These 2 must match. You will be automatically logged into the HAC, Home Access Center, and will see the homepage week view containing your student's schedule. Email Home Access Center at aldinISD.org to request that Home Access Center display in another language. So if you are a Spanish speaker and you want your Home Access Center to be read in Spanish, please just contact that email address. This is what you'll see when you sign into Home Access Center. We are going to be looking at these different tabs and going through the different options that are included here. We have blurred out this student's name for privacy reasons, just so that we could give you this student view. So the first tab that we have here is the Home tab. Here you will see that we have a week view, the calendar, and any school links. We're going to go through each of these tabs as well. So this tab is the week view. If there is any news from eSchool Plus, they'll put it right here. You will see your student's schedule down below, and it tells you which period they're in, who their teacher is. These are all linked, so you can click on them and they will take you to more information on that class or that teacher. You can also see if your student owes any outstanding fees right here, and if you click it, it will take you to more details about that. The next tab is the calendar. So you can see a lot of different things. If you want to filter it by course, you can just check these boxes. It's very similar to the way Google Calendars works. The third tab is school links. So perhaps you're curious about transportation and bus stops or child nutrition. These are things that you could use. Attendance. So if you need to know when your student was absent, if they've been tardy, or if they were skipping class, you can see all of that here. Whatever your teacher has marked for your student's attendance will display on this calendar, and they will usually have a color key down below to show you what the different colors mean, and then you can click on that date to see which periods they were absent, tardy, or skipping. The next tab is the Classes tab. So the first thing you will see is classwork. On the classwork tab, we have all the different assignments your student has, and you can also see how many points that they can earn and what their score was on that assignment. You can click on the individual assignment to see more details about it if the teacher provided a PDF form of it or if they provided any details or descriptions. You can also see what category this assignment is in. Major grades count for more points than a daily or homework grade. Homework grades count for more points than a daily grade. So please make sure those homework and major grades, your students are getting them in and are studying for those exams because they do count a significant amount more than a daily grade would. The next thing would be schedule. So if you click on classes and then click schedule, this is what will come up. And you can see here what classes they have and when. You can see the teacher for each class, and you can see what room that they are in the building. You can also see the days that they have this teacher or this class. So in this case, band would be on both A days and B days during first period. You can also see the grades for your student. So if you click right here, IPR stands for Interim Progress Report for Friday, so for whatever date that you selected. So you can see the progress report, what it would print out as if they were to print off progress reports that day. This is their average in that class. This is their conduct grade. So S stands for satisfactory, E for excellent. Not all teachers put conduct grades, so don't be too worried if there's no letter there. You can also see TDY stands for tardies in that specific class, and absences is how many times they've been absent in that class. This right here is comments, and typically this comment will represent something in the code. And you can click on the courses to get more descriptions as well. It tells you what class period, again, that they have that teacher. The next section is the report card. So you can see the report card for your student as well. And it will show a lot of the same information as that last tab, except with report cards, you can see multiple 9 weeks reports. So cycle 1 is the first 9 weeks. Cycle 2 is the second 9 weeks. Exam 1 would be your final exam for the first semester. One semester is 1 9 weeks and another 9 weeks put together. So 2 9 weeks makes a semester. And at the end of that cycle, you have your final exam. These 3 grades averaged together creates your semester average. And based on that semester average, that is what determines if your student gets the credit for that course or not. So all of these grades are very important, and they go together to create their semester average. The same thing goes for the next semester. So if they passed every part of this right here, then they have gotten half a credit for that class. Now, if they do the same thing for the last semester, so the third 9 weeks, the fourth 9 weeks, and then their final exam for that semester, if they pass those, then they will get their passing average. And if they pass that, then that means they got the other half credit for the other half of the year. You need those credits so that you can graduate high school. And your transcript. So when a student has completed a class and earned credits, then they will have a document here that will show how many credits they have and for each class they received that credit for. Transcripts are typically used to determine grade point averages or to submit to universities or internship programs and things where students need that record to prove their curriculum. Student support. So this is where any discipline issues could be reported, and you could see through multiple years, if you've been in the district all that time, you could look back and see prior records. The next tab we have is registration, and this is just going to show the information that your student was registered under. So you can see their homeroom teacher, what grade they're in, what building they're in, gender, counselor, all that information. If you need their counselor's information, you can click this link to email that counselor as well. And fees. So this was also displayed on the Home tab, and in the Home tab you saw a link that would probably link you to this page, and if you had any outstanding fees, such as a library fine, that would show up here. Now, the other section that is not in these tabs is up here. So we have it blurred out right now, but this is the student's name. You can click here and you can see alerts. So when we click alerts, the page that comes up is this one here. So you can see my alerts. So you can set this to notify you whenever your student receives a course average below a certain percent, or if your student receives an assignment average below a certain percent or above. So if you wanted to say, good job, you got 100 on that test, you could set that to let you know when your student gets a good grade or a bad grade. The next section right here is My Account. So again, click on the name My Account, and that will bring you to this page where you can go through and change your password if you need to, or you could even change your challenge questions and see your contact information. That concludes this presentation. I hope it helps you out.